All right. Oh, wow. Well, hey, thank you everyone for coming out on this chilly day. It's so exciting to be out here to unveil our most recent panel. And so this is our Brown Square. Sorry, Brown School is on my mind, as you know. I'm going to make Whittier come into this conversation somehow too in a second. All the rest, Waterfront West, it's all going to be like coming out here in a second. But as you know, this is part of our Newburyport Black History Initiative project. We really had a wonderful turnout earlier for our Guinea Village on the rail trail. And so this is our next interpretive sign in the project. And first, I just want to thank Jordy Viney again for leading this project. I don't think Jordy's coming up here to speak today. He spoke a lot this weekend, but I think he's going to take a break today. But again, thank you, Jordy, for continuing to drive this project throughout our city. It's one of the things I love about Newburyport the most is just how passionate we are about our history, and we look for different ways to celebrate it. And I think this is just such a great addition in and around Newburyport. The new sign is called Grant Us Our Liberty, but I'm not going to say anything more about it. I'm going to let the experts come up and talk about it. But I'm going to introduce Dr. Cabria Baumgartner, Dean's Associate Professor of History and Africana Studies, Associate Director of Public History, Northeastern University, and co-founder of the Newburyport Black History Initiative. Dr. Baumgartner. Great to see you again.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for this unveiling of the Grant Us Our Liberty sign right here in Brown Square. I want to keep my remarks brief as well in the interest of time, and also because it is very cold out here. And I say this is somebody who's from Los Angeles, so this is cold for me. And we seem to do these unveilings, I was talking to Sid, in late fall, early winter. So, right? So our next unveiling we'll plan for the summer. I want to extend my sincere thanks and gratitude to the community, to all of you here now, to our local leaders, to the mayor, to our business owners, teachers and children, everyone. Thank you so much for supporting our work to bring Newburyport's Black history into the public landscape. The Newburyport Black History Initiative emerged organically in 2021 with some initial conversations, and then we officially launched at the Museum of Old Newbury in 2022. And so it's really like a dream come true to be standing here to see these signs in the public landscape. And so we owe our thanks to all of you. And also, none of it would have been possible if not for our co-founders, Jordy Vining, Senior Project Manager for the city, and another round of applause for Jordy. And Sid Rashke, our fearless community leader. Thank you. The time, effort, and energy that they have devoted to this initiative has been truly unparalleled. And it has been my distinct pleasure to practice public history with them and in this community where I live, right? This is where I call home. And I think this week is also special because it involves the Newburyport Black History Initiative's work, but also the Friends of William Lloyd Garrison. And that is an amazing group of 11 Newburyport residents who are raising awareness about Garrison, right? His statue is right behind us, and the values that he held as a radical abolitionist. Garrison was not just an abolitionist, but a radical abolitionist. And I think that's the word the operative word here, radical. And what made him radical, at least to other people, were his beliefs. He believed, at a time when others didn't, in the immediate and uncompensated abolition of slavery, right? So there were these schemes in the 19th century that enslavers would be compensated for losing their property, right? Losing their slaves. And Garrison said absolutely not. He believed in racial equality. He believed in African American citizenship and voting rights. And that was an issue that was, of course, contested in the 18th century and the 19th century, and some might say we're still contesting that issue today. So for believing as he did, Garrison was a pariah to many. Few people stood with him. But do you know who did stand with him? Black abolitionists. It was Black abolitionists like Andrew Raymond a black barber who lived right here in early 19th century Newburyport, who fought alongside Garrison, who struggled to fight for the abolition of slavery. And so this sign captures the contribution of Andrew Raymond. This sign also names some of the black freedom seekers in this area who filed lawsuits to win their freedom. It was these black abolitionists that inspired and motivated Garrison and others to be truly radical abolitionists. Again, I'm grateful to these two organizations, the Newburyport Black History Initiative and the Friends of William Lloyd Garrison. I'm grateful that we could partner, especially this week, to mark this occasion. And it's a wonderful testament, I think, to our community to recognize human rights and to fight against oppression whenever and wherever it exists. It's important, right, to building our communities that are just and inclusive for everybody. So I'll wrap up there, but I do want to introduce Andrea Gout-Igerman, who is chairing the Friends of William Lloyd Garrison Committee this year. And so she will give some remarks and also preview some of the other exciting events that are planned for the rest of the week. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I will be very brief, as I do know it's cold, but we have two related events this week, and I wanted to make sure you have the dates and the details. So tomorrow, Wednesday, December 6th at 7, we have a short talk by Jordy Vining, Expanding the Spotlight, Black Abolitionists from Newburyport in the Age of Garrison. And that will be inside the program room of the Newburyport Public Library, and we'll have some discussion afterwards. And this Saturday, you've been waiting, December 9th at 7 p.m., we have the 4th annual William Lloyd Garrison Lecture. This lecture is held to raise awareness about themes proposed by our Newburyport native, abolitionists, and suffragists, and relate them to modern issues, especially around diversity, race, gender, and inclusion. This year, our speaker is Dr. Carrie Greenidge. She's an associate professor at Tufts University. Her recent books have received praise for bringing the stories of William Monroe Trotter and the Grimke sisters and their family to the forefront of the New England history. Dr. Greenidge's lecture is entitled, Go Forth and Enlighten Your Briefin'. Black New England, William Lloyd Garrison, and the Legacy of Radical Abolition. Dr. Greenidge's books will be available for purchase and signing at the lecture, thanks to the Jabberwocky bookstore. So thank you so much. I have flyers here with all the details if you need them, and that concludes the event today, but thank you so much for coming.
Thanks again, everyone. Just want to say real quick, I want to thank my City Hall employees for coming out today. I want to thank City Councilor Ed Cameron for coming out on a cold day with a really great event and a great initiative going on here in City Newburyport. Thank you very much. Happy holidays, everyone.